Good morning and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Virginia Inge, a licensed counselor here at Family Health and Behavior Administrator.
And I'm James Curry. I'm with the Communications Department here at MCHD.
Today we're going to talk about a couple of really interesting topics, including building gratitude, dealing with difficult people, and seeking harmony and connection with others. So let's start out with a quick exercise. Sometimes it starts with you. And so in order to build happiness, a lot of research has shown that expressing gratitude can boost fulfillment and happiness inside. So let's begin.
Okay.
All right, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first, please.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm being gracious.
Roll Tide.
It's my roll
Kidding!
Tide. Roll Tide.
We do have dress out day here at the health department, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, the Iron Bowl is coming up.
It
A
is.
lot to be thankful for. No, that doesn't have anything to do with this.
Okay, so hopefully Auburn fans did not just tune out.
This applies to anybody in the SEC. I guarantee it.
Okay. What I'm really thankful for today is that we have air conditioning and heat, and it's amazing how far our society has come. And it's just really nice that we're not all sitting outside freezing and that we can be able to wear a jersey on a cold day like this. So I'm really, really grateful for that. What about you, James?
Well, there's a lot that I'm thankful for. Not in any particular order. I'm thankful for the public library. That, I can go get a book for free on any subject I want to and teach myself anything. But I'm most especially thankful for my faith, because my faith carries me through happy times and sad times. And you talked about gratitude, and that's where I learned my gratitude.
Oh, I really love that, James. Thank you so much for sharing. And, that actually brings up a little anecdote from actually my sister. So she shared that, it was actually last night, that there was a time where she was in the most beautiful place in Northern California. She was at a camp. It was a Christian-based camp. And there she was walking down the road having this constant feedback of, I'm not thin enough. I'm not good enough. I'm so anxious about this. I'm so anxious about that. And all of a sudden, she looked over and she felt God actually pull her attention over this beautiful flower on the side of the road. And she had this burst of gratitude for life. And she said she never forgot from that moment on that in order to minimize those voices of insecurity, to think about what she's grateful for. So I really love that you said your faith, because that's something that really helped her.
That's a good story. That's
I
a
agree.
really good story.
And she told me I could tell it, so.
No, that's good to get permission.
I know, because I did say it was my sister. So.
That's true.
I do have more than one sister, so you don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. You do, don't you? And, I don't know if we said it or not, but this episode kind of is a continuation of last week.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that's probably why I'm sitting here. We were talking about men and women and relationships and things to be thankful for. So
and building harmony, that sometimes, when you consider not only, a man and a woman being biologically different and psychologically different, each person has their own experience from the past and has their own issues from the past, triggers from the past. So it can be a challenge, even if you're really trying to be respectful and trustworthy, you can still run into conflict. And so we wanted to also talk about that a little bit today, because the holidays, and me being a counselor, I hear people's deep anxieties with Thanksgiving coming up. And You know, family, they're most likely, even if you do screw up and lash out at them, they're not really going to go anywhere. They're still going to be your family, right?
That's right. You know, I think at Thanksgiving, if you establish, well, you talked about boundaries, right?
Yeah.
So you figure out who likes the white meat and who likes the dark meat, and that way everybody gets to share.
Yeah. And one thing that
No,
James
it
said
doesn't have
last
anything to do
week
with
that I
that.
really loved
Yeah.
was, you know, that idea of being selfless. A lot of times when you're seeking harmony, if you're not self-centered, but rather that you're trying to be with a good attitude and being kind to others, and thinking about, remember you were saying like we versus just me.
We is greater than me.
Yeah.
Always putting other people in front of yourself. You know, just the needs of others before yourself. Because if you're giving out, you'll always get it back.
Yeah.
You know, just you talked about instant gratification and delayed gratification. So if you're giving back immediately, in time, it will come back to you. See, I've been listening. I've been listening
And I
to
totally
you.
agree with you.
I've been listening to you.
I will never forget when everything changed for me. When I realized, and it was like in my mid-20s or really kind of early 20s, when I realized focusing on myself and everything I did not have and looking at my phone and what person was not at the party that I wanted to be there, it put me in a negative mood state. But when I, even had that spiritual connection of caring deeply about other people and being present in the moment with anybody that was around me, oh my gosh, I got so much in return. I made new friendships. I was happier. I even became a little bit more attractive, I kind of felt like. I wasn't like looking over who was coming in. I was just being myself. And so I really want to share that today in saying that even tomorrow, we're sitting around the table, pay attention to your cousin or to somebody that maybe you just didn't really care about before, to be honest. And be nice and be kind. You might be surprised what people have to offer. So that is something that I really wanted to express.
Something also, you talked about being kind to other people.
Yeah.
In a humorous way, people always joke about when they get around at Thanksgiving, their grandparents fall asleep first, and they watch them sleep. I would suggest to a younger generation, spend time to speak to the older generation.
Yeah.
They have amazing stories to share.
They really
and what
do.
they have seen in their lifetime. That would in itself would be enough to be grateful for. I know we're going to try to keep it condensed today, so we probably need to wrap up. Is there
absolutely.
any last thing you want to say before I give the phone number of how to get in touch with you?
Sure. Well, again, also in how to deal with difficult people, a great way to do that, and you're going to see some common themes, those of you that have watched past videos. If you're a good listener, even if someone's being difficult, listen to them, validate their concerns, try to handle it in a calm way, and also if you can, have that space where then you can process your own emotion. Don't let it just be built up inside. There are really healthy ways that you can release it, including, like we talked about before, taking a shower, taking a nap, going on a run, talking to somebody that you trust. So those are like legit, tools that you can have to process out that emotion, because if you don't process it out and you resort to unhealthy things, it's going to come out in your behavior in dysfunction junction. And we all know, I think all of us have seen some dysfunction within our families, especially during the holidays.
Yeah.
So we can build upon that in future weeks.
But not this year. There won't be any of that this year. And the last
hopefully.
The last thing I'm grateful for is how patient you are with me when I interrupt you.
Oh, that's really nice.
But anyway, we do need to wrap up. We said we were going to keep it short, so
we did say that.
Let me mention the number. We've got it posted right up here, and it is this is our central appointments line to how to get in touch with you for an appointment. It's 251-690-8889.
That's right, James.
Yes.
Well, it's really nice being in galactic harmony. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving.
And
Goodbye.
yes, goodbye.